Okay, so our goal of our foundation is to have a self-governing foundation so that when new ideas get generated, the foundation can fund those ideas, and also the governing structure of the foundation itself can be upgraded. So now I'm going to give you guys a demo of this. So I'm going to first of all create the foundation contract, come here and then add the founder address. So here's the founder address. I publish it, and this will give me a foundation published tag and a token published tag. So what happens is that the foundation maintains a pointer to the voting contract, and then proposals can be made to the voting contract, and then any token holder can make proposals, any token holder can vote on those proposals, and the proposals that win the vote, they basically get funded, and the funding can either be in health tokens or in Ethereum. So this says that the contract has been published. Let's check it out. This is the address of the foundation. So I'm going to copy this, come here, and I will go ahead and basically now publish the simple voting contract through which the foundation will decide who to fund, okay? So I'll say this is the foundation address, and I'll publish it. Okay, submit. So this will give me the address where the voting contract is now being published, okay? And once I get an address for this, I can come back and basically initialize the foundation with the simple voting contract, okay? So let's go here, and it says this is where, this is the token contract, okay? So I'm gonna copy this and come here. And if I go to the founder and I say tokens, add token, and so the founder now has 240 million tokens, okay? So come back here. And so simple voting contract got published here, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the foundation address and I'm going to put it in my status file, so status.js. So this is the foundation address. If I come back here and I refresh my dashboard, okay, so it says that the foundation address is this, the token address is this. The foundation has 960 million health tokens, it has 0 Ether, and this is the address of the voting contract. So now let's initialize the foundation with the voting address, okay? Come here, take the voting address and click on publish. Just make sure, okay. Before I do that, I need to go back to the foundation creator because only the person, the account that created the foundation can publish it, okay? So I'm gonna just control C this, refresh. So that's the voting address, and that's the foundation address, and I'll say publish. Okay, submit. Once this transaction finishes, let's wait a moment, and if we come back to the dashboard, it will tell us, it will show us the address of the voting contract. It will also give us a minimum quorum and also the debating period in seconds, okay? And once that happens, then we can start making proposals to the voting contract. So still waiting. Okay, looks like it got done now. Refresh. Okay, look at this. So it says the address of the voting contract is this. The minimum quorum is 120 million shares, and the debating period in seconds is this much, okay? So this is done, this is done. Now, let's interact with the Health Chain Foundation, because the first thing we do is, this is approximately 30 days. So obviously we don't want to wait 30 days. So I'll change that to 2 minutes, okay? So I'll come back here and I'll take the voting contract. Simple voting has been published here. Voting address, and I'll votes number, I'll make it this, and I'll voting deadline, I'll give to 120 seconds, okay? So around 2 minutes. Okay, let's try and change the voting rules. Submit. Okay, let's look at this. Maybe I have to refresh it. Not refresh. Yep. Yep. Voting address. Votes number, voting rules is 120 seconds. Okay. Submit. Submit. Now, what we should expect to see is that over here, instead of these large number of seconds, it should come down to 120 seconds. Okay, so I'm back. I'm going to come back here and refresh it. Let's see if it's down to 120 seconds. Yes, it's down to 120 seconds. So now let's make a simple proposal, okay? We'll make a proposal to the foundation, give a voting address. And obviously a lot of this user interface is going to improve significantly, okay? Now to come here, to create a beneficiary account, okay? Come here, create account, give the name as beneficiary, come here, copy the address, and I'll say amount is, say, 200 health tokens, and description, I will develop a good website, submit proposal. Okay, let me do this, beneficiary address. Now, the only person who can submit a token proposal to the foundation is someone who holds the tokens. So let me come back to the founder address, because at this time only the founder has health tokens, right? So I'm gonna come back here, I'm gonna empty cache and reload, and I'll give the beneficiary address and then the voting address. And this is the voting address, and I'll say 100 health tokens, and I'll say I will develop a good coin booking system, submit proposal. Okay, submit. So we'll wait for it to get mined. Right now, if I come back here and I refresh it, you will see that the number of proposals is still 0. But once this thing gets mined, the number of proposals will actually become 1, and I'll actually be able to see the proposal there, okay? So waiting for it to get mined. Once it gets mined, what we'll do is, it's got mined. So if I come back to the dashboard, now I expect it to show me 1 proposal, and also tell me show me the recipient, the amount, health tokens. I'll develop a good appointment booking system, right? So I can click on submit vote, count votes, and then execute the proposal. These buttons that still don't work. Obviously, the user interface is going to significantly improve. I'm going to come back here and I'll say I want to vote on a proposal. Okay, so I'll enter the voting address. I'll enter the proposal number as 0, and I'll say I want to vote for the proposal. Submit. It's 12:58 right now, and I'm allowed to vote till 12:59. So cutting it close, because so that's the voting deadline. Okay. Let's make sure this gets mined. And I'll do another video where I explain how the Solidity contract works. Obviously, if this deadline passes, then it won't allow the vote to go through. Yep. So now, instead of 0, this should become, the number of votes should become 1. Let's wait a moment. Come back here. Says it's executed. Click here. Yes, it's done. Dashboard, refresh. Okay, number of votes is still 0. So maybe we did not do it within 120 seconds. So let's try another one, okay? So I'm going to come back here and say that I want to interact, and so this time, just to differentiate it, let me give 200, okay? submit, submit token proposal to the foundation. Once it gets mined, instead of 1, this is going to become 2. Number of proposals to the foundation will now become 2, okay? Okay, it's like it's mined. Okay, so we have another one, and it expires at 102, proposal ID 1. So I come back here, and in Interact, I'll say I want to vote for proposal 1, submit vote. So now I'm voting for the proposal that asks for 200 health tokens, okay? Give it a moment. So once the vote is counted, the 0 should become 1 because one address is voted. Obviously, in the next version of the user interface will also show the number of tokens. I'm going to pause the recording now. Okay, so I'm going to refresh it. And let's see if it counted the vote or not. And look, it says number of votes is 1. So for this particular proposal, proposal ID 1, it says that one person is voted and they'll develop a good appointment booking system and they want 200 health tokens, okay? And the deadline passes at 13/2. It's 13/2 now, so we'll wait till 3 minutes past 1 o'clock and then we will count the votes, okay? And the votes can only be counted if once the deadline crosses. Okay, so voting deadline was at 2 minutes past 1 p.m. It's 3 minutes past 1 p.m. now, so I can actually count the votes. So count the votes, it currently says false. I can click on this button, but that UI is still being developed. So I come back here, and in count for votes, I say for proposal number 1, go ahead and count the votes. Submit. So we'll have to wait for this to get mined. And and once this gets mined, what we'll see is that in the dashboard, it will actually, instead of proposal passed being false, it will say true because there was 1 vote for it, and this address had 120 million tokens, so this should become true at this time. Okay. Oh, wow. So look, the proposal now passed. But we still haven't executed the proposal. So let's go ahead and execute the proposal, and then we'll see that our account should get 200 tokens, okay? So I'll come back here, and executing the proposal is like actually carrying out the action that was specified. So proposal ID 1, execute proposal, go ahead and submit. And once the proposal gets executed, this false flag should then show as true. So let's go and see if the proposal got mined. Yes, it's mined. I'll go ahead and refresh it. And yeah, it's executed true. So now this address should have 200 health tokens. So let's check that out. I'll come here and I will go to the beneficiary address, tokens. Wow, and I have 200 health tokens. So this way, different proposals can be made and money can be, and either health tokens or Ethereum tokens can be sent. Also, right now it's simple voting. In future, we can have delegated voting, and we can also upgrade the voting contract itself to a vote mechanism. And in the next video, I'll show how the crowd sale subcontract will work, okay? So you'll actually be able to publish the crowd sale contract, and this crowd sale contract will then be a proposal. And once the proposal gets accepted, those amounts of funds will go into the crowdsource contract, and then people will be able to put money into the crowdsource contract and in return get health tokens. And the cool thing is that people will also be able to send funds from their Coinbase or an exchange wallet, and we'll also be able to have partners where partners get a bonus uh, when money comes, when Ether or Ether comes in from their unique address. Okay, but that'll be next video.